Hmm. Hmm.
Information's taken back today that pops up another question. And really this comment stands true for all of our distance learning areas. If you guys have a question, email that chair, and their email addresses are on each different distance learning area page, because they'll get back to you. Yes, they're all volunteers. We all have lives, but they tend to be pretty timely, and you'll get, if you go through the office, they're not going to have the detailed information that the chairs have.
Mm-hmm.
So
So why don't you start with introducing yourself, because you are being recorded, and just
sorry.
imagine someone just hitting this on, okay?
Yeah. So I am the correspondence course chair for National ANG. I took this on a few months ago, and we are in the we've actually been in the process of making a few changes over about the last year. When you make changes, you have, on paper or in thought, it should work. It doesn't always work. So we're fine tuning right now too. So we tend to offer anywhere from 12 to 16 correspondence courses at a time.
If you like Candy, I can go to needlepoint.org. I have it set up so you can navigate around and show them.
I was gonna, if I click screen, share screen, will it go to mine?
Yes, you go to
Okay.
share screen, you have to give it permission to go to your main computer, and then you click the word share. It's on the lower right-hand corner.
Okay, so I want to share my desktop, is that correct?
Yes, share your desktop.
Or share Safari, because that's where I have open.
Yes, share Safari.
Okay.
Then click share. Good.
There we go.
Right, now you can maximize it and show us everything.
Yeah.
And you can just navigate anywhere you want.
Okay. So if under at the top, we have a lot of different distance learning areas. If you go to correspondence courses, hopefully you guys can see my cursor doesn't quite highlight the same as some. So this is going to give you an overview of the different costs. One of the hiccups we had recently was there is a registration fee per registration, but you either have one individual registration, which could be with each individual person, or you have one group registration. In that group, you could have anywhere from 3 to 200 if you wanted, as long as they are all ANG members. If you as an individual register, you're going to have the $35 registration fee and a $35 teaching fee.
So that's the minimum of 70. So the minimum is 70 for individual.
Yes.
Okay.
So if there's 2 of you that want to do the same project, it is going to be cost effective for you each to register as individuals. Mm-hmm. Okay, because that would be $140. Mm-hmm. If you do 2 of you registering under a group, you're looking at $175, because the group fee is $105. So that's why I say if it's 3 or more, you will save money if you do it as a group. Okay. Then most teachers offer the PDF. So, and there's no charge to get the PDF instructions. Mm-hmm. But, and the designers have the right to decide if they have other options to it or not. Okay. Someone's in the waiting room.
I got it.
Thank you. Sorry, that's the first time I've seen that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, don't worry, I see it too. You don't have to work
Perfect.
about that, okay?
Thanks. Okay. Sometimes there will be other optional items you could order, and sometimes there won't. A case in point, let me go down to Hearts of Gold with Michelle Roberts. The only possibilities for Michelle's Hearts of Gold projects is that you can either get PDF instructions or a color printout. If you get the color printout, you also pay that $8 shipping fee.
So let's just say, Candy, we have 50 people in a group. I'm just making that up. And so if 50 times 30, is that correct?
50 times 35.
Okay, 50 times 35.
Uh-huh.
So, uh, but if they want all a kit though, the color printout. So it's 50 times 30 as well. Is that
If you
correct?
want the color, it would be, yes, they're gonna pay 50 at 30. But now here's where, when you do a group, all items that are shipped to one person. Let me back up a sec, because this information up here, that top registration line, tells you about for individuals or groups. But if group correspondence course information, see down here under
Mhm.
where my cursor is, you click here. And this is where you would go to do registrations. When you do a group, one person is going to collect, or the chapter, whichever it is, because a group does not have to be a chapter doing this. It could be just one person taking the lead. One person or one chapter is going to collect the fees, and then they are going to submit the form through this area here. The registration form is just slightly different than an individual registration form. And let's go into Hearts of Gold so that you guys can see what it looks like. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I can't show you that one because I registered cyber pointers for it before. Let me go.
So let me ask you a follow-up question really quick, Candy.
Okay.
So then I get it, and I think that's great. The ANG is trying to reduce the cost, especially in the group mailing. Everything goes to a point person, okay? And the only caveat I want to let the chapters know, so if you have distance members like San Bernardino or, SDANG, we would have to absorb mailing them out to the out of distance members.
And my response to that would be no, because I'm also happen to be the cyber pointers registrar. So in our case, everyone we're mailing it to. What you could do is you're going to have one price structure. I will tell you from my experience, the price of shipping kits and or books and materials could range anywhere from as little as $15 to as much as $100.
So,
Okay.
but I wanted the chapters to be prepared, then that's great, Candy. So we have to build in that the out of distance members will really be paying their share of costs for shipping twice. Okay, so obviously 105 people, $8, or whatever, it's very minimal. But then now it's going to turn around and be shipped back to your place. So you'll be paying that shipping freight of the kit and any other material you're asking for. So that's on top of the teacher's fees and the group fees and all that. So I just wanted the chapters to know that they're not to be surprised. It's worth it, so, but not to be surprised by that.
And it is definitely worth it. And I honestly would recommend if chapters to go look at the Cyber Pointers webpage for correspondence courses and go look at what it would be for you doing it just as a group within yourself. And I will tell you, the only portion of fees that Cyber Pointers subsidizes or absorbs is that Cyber Pointers chapter pays the $105 registration fee. That is not passed on to the members.
Mhm.
The cost of shipping to the members, and we have a way to kind of estimate out what the cost of shipping, just over experience. And so you will see that it still is very cost effective to do a group. Now, granted, if your group is only 10 people and 5 of them are a distance person, that will affect it a little bit more than a group of 50.
Mhm.
But there is a way, it still is less expensive. It does create a job for a volunteer to rebox and kit.
So,
I just rekitted 52 projects last night.
yeah. So Candy, how can you tell us how's the process is to add correspondence? Of course, I know you can't talk about those in process now, but what's your process to refresh the offerings?
The old process was we asked for proposals from teachers once a year, and we'd review them and select our needs. The new process is we're trying to ask for proposals twice a year, but if someone emails me, hey, I've heard of this teacher, would it be possible to, we always love, every single area of ANG would love to hear. If you're aware of an instructor, I just went out to someone that used to teach for ANG a while back, and I've brought them back under our fold. They're going to come back under distance learning.
Well, do
And
they have to be an ANG member?
absolutely not.
Okay.
They are not required to be there. We have international, we have US student or designers, we have international designers. The main will be US, the second is Canadian, but we do have Marilyn Hazelwood from Australia. And I will say, I don't think I'm letting the cat out of the bag too much. Jonathan Brown is,
Hey,
yeah,
from England.
yes.
Wow, I'm impressed.
We've brought him into our fold soon. So I'll put
Okay.
that little tidbit out.
And you heard it first, ladies. If you
Yeah.
need to look him up, he's fabulous. Just fabulous.
Yeah. So
How
no,
exciting. And you announced it on my Western area group. Woohoo!
yeah, no, we're always looking for new designers. We can only work from our knowledge of what we have, but if, say, I need 5 new projects and I only got proposals and I selected 2 because I didn't think there were other ones, we're not, if we need 5 projects and we get 5 proposals in, we are not going to automatically select all 5. We want to pick things that we think our members will like. How do we know? Well, we look at what projects have done well. We look, we have to look at what we know from our knowledge. So getting emails from you guys of, our chapter brought this person in and we really liked what they had. They taught well, they had good instruct. That's great info for us in any of our areas, because
Wow.
we're always looking for more.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really hard, in a seminar setting. We try and cover probably about 30 different types and areas. That's not going to be possible in correspondence courses or these other areas because there's a lot less projects. But so we will go out to others and ask if we don't feel we have enough. So,
but we can email you at any time. We don't have to wait for specific.
Exactly.
So if we see somebody fabulous, we'll say, Candy, can you at least look at this and consider? Okay. And all will be welcome. All requests will be welcome to look at.
Absolutely. Are we guaranteed to pick them? No. But we are guaranteed to consider, and in our age of technology, I don't want to snub teachers, but are we going to pick a teacher that has literally hand-drawn instructions and hand-done stitch diagrams? Probably not. But you know what? If they have just this piece that just is absolutely raving and we feel, we just look at things, how will it present? How will it be received?
So ladies, do you have any questions for Candy to clear up for you while we're on this page? And also, if you can, maybe you want to mute yourself. I'm hearing some background noise. Anyone? If you mute yourself, you can unmute yourself to speak.
I'm not hearing the background noise, Shirley.
Oh, you're not? Okay, great.
I'm not, but that doesn't mean it's not happening to everyone else. So basically on our group page, there is the information about how a group one, it's going to be slightly different, but it works pretty good. We are rotating projects in and out more frequently now. And sorry that my browser doesn't always get along with the needlepoint.org website, so you're not seeing the picture for a few of the projects here.
Want me to go into mine? If you stop share, I'm going through a Mac.
Sure, I
Let me
will
try
stop
that.
share.
Why don't you
Yep.
stop share? Let me try that.
There you go.
And then let's see if I could do this. And then over here, add correspondence course. There we go.
Perfect.
Oh.
So there you see.
So does anybody have any questions? I mean, one thing I do want to ask Candy, how was it during the pandemic, the correspondence courses? There were more, less registrations?
Way up. That's also why virtual last year went very well too, is because it was, people couldn't get classes. It was a way they could still get projects. But I will tell you, while we thought we were coming out of this pandemic, our designers are still having issues getting materials. So we still have those disclaimers. You can order and plan on it at certain dates, but please understand designers are still having issues sometimes with materials. And so they're either, stuff might be delayed or it might be substituted. They're doing their best. On this page, the older projects will always be lower on the page. New projects will always be up at the top.
Okay, so these are newer.
So yes, those 3 top ones all came out in July. It happens to be that the second row down, those next 3 were all out in March. So the next new ones are gonna come up November 1st.
Ooh, you heard it first, ladies. November 1st. So we have to keep.
And it's gonna tend to always be that.
Mm.
So if new stuff is coming on November 1st, you're guaranteed that some stuff is, well, I shouldn't say you're guaranteed. There is a very high likelihood that things are leaving October 31st.
So the beats, hearts and ribbons, and hearts are gold.
I'm not saying that. It could be anything.
Oh, it could be anything. All right.
We're trying, due to the timelines of everything that it takes, typically a project we think is going to be guaranteed to be up there for a year.
Okay.
But it's not 100% guarantee. That's one of those things where we planned it one way and we've had to tweak it. And so we think the tweak is that everything will go up for a year, but then after that, it's game to go off anywhere from a year, 15 months, wherever it falls. If we're going to try and keep things up that are doing well, there's been some talk and consideration. I'm going to try and kind of get it in the works again. That, and I think Val Reese was the one that came up with a name I really liked. oldies but goodies or something of that nature. Val, what was your name? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember, but you're in the right
Okay.
ballpark. It might have been like golden oldies or I don't know, but you have it written down somewhere, I know.
Yeah, I do have it written down. Thanks, Val.
Sure.
So we are considering that maybe if a teacher, you know, it isn't getting a whole lot of stuff, but it is still, the teacher doesn't mind it staying up, we might create a secondary page where you could link at the bottom. You know, we're going to have our current most popular ones on that front, but we might have some oldies but goodies back on a different web page that you just have to click one more link to go see those pictures and sign up for those. That's something we're considering. So,
Are there any questions or comments? Wow, you guys are really good on top of that. I do have to share one story about the beats. I got to do it. When I retired in 2017, I had a copy of those beats hanging up in my office. And this woman came in, she was a training coordinator, does nothing of needlepoint. She begged me to sell it to her. Begged me. She begged me for days to sell it her. And I said, do you know how long it took me to do that? So she kept begging me until I retired. So I said, fine, give me $50. And she did. I don't know why I did that. I was so sick of it. And I don't know, and she turns to be a wackadoodle, so I hope she didn't destroy it. But it worked out. I didn't mind selling because I have a second copy, so I'm going to make that. But I had to share that. This one woman just was so taken with it. She kept begging. She's also a bizarre woman too. I've been hearing
I
things about her.
actually piloted Beats before she taught it for seminar, and
Oh,
they
good.
piloted up at Lake Tahoe. We were in it was it's like a church camp type
Yeah.
cabin setup. And so we were in a room where the lake was our view. Jennifer had her back to the lake the whole time. Windows all up front. Sat and stitched for a weekend. Loved it.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I'm glad, Susan, you found that funny. So before we let Candy go, are there any questions? And I'm going to stop the recording. If there aren't any, we can go to our next topic. No? Well, thank you so much, Candy.
And again, like I said, if any questions arise from now what you just heard tonight,